All right.
Every test.
So, chapter 15 is all on probability. So you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I am going to try to make it as easy as possible. And you're going to think some of the things that I'm doing are silly. But guarantee you it will help when you actually go to do your test. So, we need to talk first about a random experiment. A random experiment is any activity whose outcome cannot be predicted. Okay. I can't predict when I flip a coin that it's going to land on heads. I know that I have options. Oh my goodness, Michael. Fair. Fair coin. There. Let me word that properly.
Did you say unfair coin?
I need a new job.
That's what I need again.
Okay, so any type of random experiment could be tossing a coin, rolling a pair of die, drawing a card out of a deck, the results of a game, forecasting the weather. The greatest job in the world. You can be 100% wrong and still keep a job. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about today is sample space. Okay, the way you were all taught how to do sample space was to create a tree diagram. Okay. So like, we'll do some. Okay. So your sample space is the options that you have, and your sample size is represented by the letter N, which is how many options. So these are the options that you have. Versus the number of options. It's extra loud and it's off by like 4 minutes. Yeah, that's because I hit the floor. We even fixed the time on it and it's still the time went. Okay, so let's do some of these. I'm tossing a coin once. What are the options that my coin can land on?
Head and tail.
Heads and tails. That's your sample space. So, what's my sample space size then?
2.
Right.
2. I have 2 different things that it can land on. It can land on heads or tails.
Or it could land on the side.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that is possible.
But that odd is that
Just
is
vertical.
zero.
Oh, you see that coin toss?
Oh,
Okay. Guys, can we continue? We're tossing a coin twice. Okay, so your first option is it can land on heads, heads. What else can happen? Heads, tails. Tails, tails. Is that it?
Tails,
Tails, heads.
What is that? Oh, yeah.
Tails can come first, heads can come second. So this sample space size is what?
4.
Hey, the more things that I throw in, the more complicated it is to actually write out the sample space. So for this one, I'm going to show you how to do the tree diagram that you were taught in like the 7th grade. So a couple is planning to have 3 children. So they're going to have child number 1. What are the options for a sex for child number 1?
Boy, male.
Male and female or boy and girl. So they can have a boy or a girl. They're now going to branch out and have a second child. What are the sex options for that second child? Boy and girl again. Okay, so right now they can either have 2 boys, a boy and a girl and a boy, or a girl and girl. That's what you have right now. They're then going to procreate one more time and have a 3rd child. And again, their options are boy and girl off of each one of these. Okay? This is your sample space. You have just created it.
14.
Okay? So what you've now said is they can have 3 boys if you follow this. This is boy, boy, boy. Or they can do boy, boy, girl. They can do boy, girl, boy. They can do boy, girl, girl. Okay? They can start and have a girl first. Girl, girl, boy, boy. So you've created this sample space by creating your tree diagram. And this gives you all of your options. The more we add to it, the bigger your trees are going to get. So what's my sample space size here? 8.
Good answer.
Question. Okay. Rolling a pair of dice simultaneously and considering the total of the 2 die. I don't care what's on them. I care about what they add up to. What does my sample space look like? What can my total come out to be?
6.
12.
12. What else can I get? 2, 4,
6.
3.
Everything but 1.
Everything but 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The smallest I can get is a 2, snake eyes. And the highest I can get is a 12 with 2 6s.
That means roll again.
So what's my sample space size for this one? How many options do I have for a total?
11.
11.
11.
There's only 11 because we're missing the number 1. You can never get a 1. Sarah, Krista, and Arlen are running for class president and vice president. What does this look like as a sample space?
That's KA.
I'm only doing class president and vice president.
So B.
So what can I pair together?
S and R.
I don't understand what, like,
That's president.
they're all running for both president and vice president?
I have 3 people running. I need to pick a president and a vice president. What are my options?
Sarah, Krista.
Sarah and Krista. What else can I do?
Sarah and Arlene.
Okay, Sarah and Arlene.
Krista's Arlene.
Krista and Arlene.
Krista, Sarah.
Krista and Sarah.
Arlene, Sarah.
Arlene, Sarah.
They already have our there.
Yeah, but you ain't got Arlene first.
Right. Okay, think about it. If I pick Sarah first, that means Sarah's president. Arlene is vice. Okay, if I pick Arlene first, that means Arlene is president and Sarah is vice. Why can't I have SS?
Because you can
hold president.
You
Vice
can't
president.
hold the class president and vice president position. It does not work. So, sample space size for this one is 6. Awesome. Okay. I have added the deck of cards terminology to the top of this because some of you do not know decks of cards for anything in the world. We're also going to talk about some other things you don't know about for some reason. Okay, so in a deck of cards, you have 52 total. 52. We do not count the jokers, Michael. You know this. I taught you this. We don't count the jokers, Michael. Okay, we've got 2 colors in a deck. We've got red cards and black cards. If I have 52 total, how many red and how many black do I have?
26.
26. So we have 26 of each. I have 4 suits in a deck. I've got hearts that are red. I have diamonds that are red. Spades that are black and clubs
13.
that are black. I've got 13 of each one of these.
Word.
In each one of these suits, you have 13 values, ace through king. Ace is considered a low card unless they tell you otherwise. So ace is like your 1. Face cards are just jack, queen, and king. They're the only ones that actually have like a person on it. So, example 6. Pulling a red face card from a standard deck on a single draw. What are my options of pulling a red face card? Give me a red face card.
Red king.
Jack, queen, king of what? Okay. Jack, queen, king of hearts.
Diamonds.
And I also have Jack, queen, king of diamonds. Are they red? It's red face card. Okay. If it would said any face card, yes, you would have had to list spades and clubs. This one only says red, so you only want to list the red ones. So my sample space size here is a 6. Some other things that you all don't know about, and I want to talk about before we continue on here, because this next one you're going to hate, and you're probably going to be mad at me when we do it, and I don't care, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, if I asked you non-case sensitive alphabet letters, how many are there? Non-case sensitive. 26. Not case sensitive.
That means that it can be upper or lower.
Oh, no. I just did that backwards. Not case sensitive, upper or lower, which means you have how many?
50.
Not 26.
No. Yeah, 50.
52. I just did that backwards. Not case sensitive, which means I could have an uppercase A or a lowercase a. So there's a total of 52, which means how many are case sensitive? 26. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, they're going to talk about digits. How many digits do we have?
What? 9?
0, 1, 2.
0 through 9. The numbers 0 through 9. All the numbers, when you open up your phone and you go to dial, those are all digits. So there are a total of 10 because 0 is counted. Okay, so please keep that in mind. If you do not know that, please jot it down somewhere so you have it. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I've said how many digits are there and I get 9. Okay, that's the biggest one. The alphabet you guys are usually pretty good with. All right, so we've got example 7. We've got top sellers. We've got 3 boys and 4 girls that are doing a class fundraiser of magazines. Consider how the top 2 sellers could be the same gender. Okay, so we need to do boys and girls separately. We need 2 boys grouped together. So something like boy 1 and boy 2. Top seller, second place. Who else can I pair with boy 1? Boy 3. Okay? What else can I pair together? I did 1 and 2, 1 and 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay, are we done with all of those options? Yes. Okay, but don't forget, this is just like class president and vice president. B1 right here is the top seller, B2 is the second. So I also need to reverse each one of these. I need to do 2 and 1. Because now 2 is now the top seller and B1 is the next in line. I also need to reverse B1 and B3. And B3, whoops, sorry. B3 and B1. Thank you. B3 and B1. And B3 and B2. Okay, so when you have to reverse the order, my suggestion to you is get out the entire thing first and then just go back and reverse them all.
How many do you have? I have 6.
I have 6. Yeah, there's 6 of them. Okay, I need to do the same thing with the girls. So I can pair girl 1 with 2,
1 with 3,
1 with 3.
Got 2.
Keep going.
How many is it? 4?
1 with 4. Yes. Okay, so that's everybody with girl 1. Now what?
Gotta do the 2s.
We gotta do the 2s. Girl 2 and girl 3.
Jeez.
Girl 3 and girl 4.
Girl 2 and
Oh,
girl
yeah.
4.
That one. You know what I mean.
And finally, girl 3 and girl 4. Okay. And then we also need to reverse all of those. Because again, this is showing that girl 1 is the top seller. Girl 2 comes in second. So I need to reverse it in girl 2 and girl 1. Girl 3 and girl 1. Girl 4 and girl 1.
Girl 3 and 2.
I need to do 3 and 2.
And 4 and 2.
4 and 2.
And 4 and 3.
And 4 and 3. I understand that you're sitting there and saying that's too much. If this is the problem I give you in the test, this is what needs to be written out. Okay.
Exactly like that. Ain't no shortcut. Tell them Smith.
There is only a shortcut if they ask you for the size of the sample space and not to actually write out the sample space. Okay.
So if it just say sample space size, then we can just.
I just need a number.
Alright,
Okay. I just need a number. So if you actually go through and count all of these, there are 18
Boys and girls?
I'll
total.
take this on.
Yes, there's 18 total there. Okay. Take a look at number 8. We've got a multiple choice test. Each question has 4 choices, A, B, C, and D. If I give you a 3-question test, how many answer keys can I make out of that? So I can do something like all of my answers are A. I can do my first 2 are A and my last one's B. Or AAC, AAD,
ABA,
ABA, ABB.
ABD, ABD.
Do you know how long this is going to
Yeah, it's
take?
gonna take forever.
It's going to take forever.
Okay,
So
So-
I'm guessing.
I will
Nah.
I will never give you a question on your test where you have to write out something this big.
Right.
The biggest you will ever maybe see is example 7. Okay, so here's where I give you the shortcut.
I think we should
Isn't
do
it
this.
that
So-
same thing that we did like at the beginning of the year or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Where,
No.
like, you take that thing and it's like,
If you would just stop talking and let me teach it. Come on now. Okay, I've got a 3-question test. So that means I have question 1, question 2, question 3. Okay, and I'm not kidding. If you need to write this out in the terms that I give you, it may actually be easier. So, 3-question test. On top of it, I want you to put the choices. So, question 1, how many choices do I have? 4. A, B, C, D. How many choices do I have for 2?
4.
And 3? I have 4 options and 4 options and another 4 options for a grand total of 64 answer keys I can make for a test with 3 questions and 4 choices. So you kind of want to make spaces for what you're doing, and on top you're going to put your options of what you're doing. Okay? So, with that being said, this one is also a pain in the butt. 5 candidates, A, B, C, D, and E, are running an election. The top 3 finishers are chosen for president, vice president, and a secretary. So I could do something like A, B, C, A, B, D, okay, so on and so forth. This one's huge as well. Again, I will never make you actually write out all of this. So I need 3 things. I need to pick a president.
Five. It's not 5.
The first one is, I've got 5 people that I can pick to be a president.
Then it's 4, then it's 3.
Why?
Because the president, he can't be the vice president, then
Good.
he can't be the secretary.
So here I had all 5 options. I've now picked a president. They can't be vice president. So now I'm only down to 4 people I can pick from. Then I pick another one. They can't be secretary. So now I'm down to 3.
6.
There's 60 different options.
Yeah.
There's 60 different options.
So how would you do example 7 like that?
How would I do example 7 like that?
Good question.
Good question.
Would it be like,
So I need to pick a boy, a boy, and a boy. How many boys do I have to pick from?
3,
I've picked that boy. How many do I have now?
2,
That's 6. And then I need a girl and a girl. How many options do I have first?
4,
And then 3, which gives me 12 and 6.
Wow. I never got that.
Good question.
Good question.
Any other questions?
Are we done?
Okay. No, we're gonna do 15 too.
Because then we got a test Friday?
We got a test Monday.
Oh, on this, right?
Mhm.
Never mind. Never mind. It's the one you
Best
said
part
was
is-
right.
What we just got done doing is all of section 15.2.
So like so.
Again, we're gonna spell it out in the easiest terms possible. So these are called counting problems. Everything from 7 till the end are called counting problems. It's finding the ways that something can happen, ways to perform an operation, or ways that an event can occur. So we're gonna be able to answer questions like, how many ways can you shuffle a deck of cards?
30.
How many NC license plates are there that contain 3 letters and 4 numbers?
47.
How many phone numbers do I have in an area code?
7.
Okay. So, example number 1. A bakery sells 4 different soups at lunch and 7 different salads. Consider the below cases and determine how many different lunches could each person order. Michael is going in and he's going to order a soup or a salad. So, I literally want you to write out, I need soup or salad. So now we've got to bring down the numbers that go with it. I'm looking at soup. This tells me what? Soup. Mathematical. 4. Salad.
7.
What in the world does 4 mean?
Stop.
Add.
Put it.
So I have 11 options. I can pick one of the 4 soups, or I can pick one of the 7 salads. Okay. Jared then is going to go in and he wants a soup and a salad. So we've got soup and salad. Again, drop your numbers. Soup,
4.
salad,
7.
and means
Wow.
he has 28 options.
Jeez.
So I'm going to skip to the bottom and then we'll go back and do number 2. And then, okay, basically if they don't tell you or, you're going to multiply. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Sum is the or. So you're getting this or that, okay, instead of both together. So, and multiply or add. So let's go back to this. A PIN code requires 4 characters. Okay, so 4 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, show me what it wants. Consider the below cases and determine how many different PIN codes are possible. My PIN codes are using only numbers. So this has to be a number. This has to be a number. This has to be a number, and this has to be a number.
It can only go 0 through 9.
Okay, so how many options do I have for numbers?
10.
10. Does that change?
No.
No, it doesn't say that I can't use a number more than once, so it's all 10. And it doesn't tell us or, which means we multiply. Another way to write this is 10 to the 4th power,
That's what I did.
okay? Which comes out to be 10,000.
And G's and rats.
B, my PIN code is the same length. This time I'm using letters,
26.
okay? I have 26 letters for each one. Again, you can write this as 26 to the 4th power, which comes out to be 976. 456,976. Okay, be careful with C and D because the way they word it changes them. This says all letters or all numbers. So my first one has to be all letters. How many options do I have if they're all letters?
40. Oh, letters. Oh, I'm tripping.
What is it?
Oh,
yeah. Oh, 4,000.
If my PIN is all letters, we just did that. All letters. I've got 456,976 options. My password is all letters or all numbers.
Add them up.
10,000, and we add them up.
466.
976. So somebody tell me the difference between C and D. D says my PIN code can use any letters or numbers.
Any.
Any means add, all means
Can use any
Yes.
letters or numbers? Ooh,
That
so
way
would
you
you
can
add the 26
gotta
and 10
divide,
for each one? Would it be 36 for each one?
Yes.
I was gonna say
Okay,
that.
so what this is saying, each one of these slots can either be a letter or a number.
Oh, yes.
So I have 26 letters and 10 numbers, which means I've got 36 options for each one of these. Or 36 to the 4th, which comes out to be 1,679,616. Question. We're almost done with 15.2.
Already?
Already. I've got 4 problems that I want you to try on your own, and then we're gonna go over them, and then we're done. That way, we'll finish the practice problems that go with 15.2 tomorrow, start 15.3, or not tomorrow, Thursday. Finish 15.3 on Friday, you'll get your review guide Friday, and you'll test on Monday. So there is no in-class review for this one. I will upload the answer key.
That's what I'm checking.
Okay. Roger has packed 4 pairs of shoes, 6 pants, 7 shirts, and 3 jackets for a week's vacation to the mountains. How many different outfits could Roger wear if he plans to wear shoes, pants, shirt, and a jacket? Again, write it out in words. What does Roger want to wear?
Shoes, pants,
Shoes,
shirts, jacket.
pants, shirts, and jackets. With all the emphasis that goes with it too. Okay? So now that you have it in words, change it into numbers. I'm talking shoes, 4, pants,
Seals.
we're talking shirts,
Seal.
and jackets.
Free.
Okay, it says and. There's no word or in there, so we multiply everything.
You do it in the calculator.
37,963.
That's way too many.
504.
504 outfits.
First floor.
504 outfits.
And he rocking.
Okay? Now we're going out to dinner. Okay? We want to make a 4-course meal with a drink. Okay? 4-course meal with a drink. So what are we eating?
App.
We're getting an app,
A soup,
a soup,
an entree,
an entree,
Oh, I'm dead. He said,
A desert.
a dessert,
I don't know what to say about drinks.
and a drink. Okay? So we're getting an app, a soup, a salad, or I'm sorry, not a salad, an entree, a dessert, and a drink. So now let's transfer it into words. App, or numbers, sorry.
Oh,
5,
wow.
soup,
3,
9,
9, 6, 11.
and again, it doesn't say anything about or.
Multiply them.
So multiply it out.
6 times 9 times 3 times 5. 8,910
You
billion.
can go to that restaurant
Damn.
and order 8,910 different meals.
All right.
wow.
What if you just go like, I want all 8,910 meals?
And
They're gonna be like, let me check your bank account first. Can you pay for all of this? And you are a super fat kid. You realize that each one of these meals has an appetizer, a soup, an entree, a dessert, and a drink.
Yeah, yeah. Who said it wasn't a party?
right.
8,910 people.
Wait, so that means you're gonna have like the same thing multiple times, just in different combinations.
Right. So he could have a Caesar's. Well, no, it's not a soup. We're not talking
We're
salad.
talking.
So you can do like French onion soup with mozzarella sticks,
Oh, yeah,
and steak,
good.
and chocolate cake, and a Coke.
Right.
Or you can come back and do it all and change the appetizer to fried onion rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly what that's
Oh.
Okay, a mixture of the two. Okay. This one you can do a mixture of the two. Okay, there's 2 different ways to do this. I'm going to show you both. So, how many different meals include an appetizer or dessert? So,
According to my calculation.
you're going to do one where you just have an appetizer and no dessert. Or you can do one where you have the dessert but no appetizer. So that looks like this. I'm doing an appetizer, soup, an entree, and a drink.
So that's a 3-course.
So we're doing a 3-course meal with a drink. So 5, 3, 9, and 11.
Oh, and then you add them.
And then you add the 2 together. Okay, so the next time I want no appetizer, but I want a dessert. So we're doing soup, entree, dessert, and drink. So we've got 3, 9, 6, and 11. So if we stick with the appetizer, we should have 1,485. And you said 1782. And it said, or. So now I need to add these two numbers to get my grand total of 3,267.
It's crazy how one number can make you up that much.
Right.
5 and 6, and that's a big difference.
Okay. Or you can do the or part first. So I want an app or dessert. So 5 plus 6. That gives me 11. On top of that, I'm also going to get some soup, an entree, and a drink. So we multiply that against 3 and 9 and 11. And guess what? You get 3,267. Okay. I don't care whichever way your brain works, because guess what? Either way, you got the same answer. So if you need to do it separately, by all means. If you would like to do it together, by all means. But the biggest thing is your or either needs to be done first or it needs to go in parentheses. So it adds before it multiplies. Okay. So I could have also wrote this as 5 plus 6 times 3 times 9 times 11. Okay. That would have done the same thing as well, because you just told your calculator, add 5 and 6 first to get the 11 before you multiply through. Okay. All right. How many ways can you flip a coin 3 times and have tails as your first flip or tails as your third flip? So I'm flipping a coin 3 times. My first scenario, I need tails here. So if that first one is going to be tails, how many options do I have?
2.
Has to be tails.
You got 1.
You got 1.
Gee,
This one can be either.
2.
This one can be either.
2.
Total of
6. Okay.
4.
woo!
2 times 2 plus 1.
Oh, I thought it was plus.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. Me too. Damn.
Okay, here comes your or
If it was
with the adding.
I was-
Or now I want tails as my last one. So how many options do I have for the first flip?
2.
Second flip?
2.
Last flip?
1.
Guess what?
Wow.
There's 4 again.
Wow.
So now it says or, so now we add 4 plus 4, which gives me 8. But guess what?
There's another way to do it.
It's not 8.
It's not 8.
It's 6.
Take the 2 off.
Like I said, 6 was the
What's 2
answer.
off? Why? Why am I taking 2 off? I'm taking 2 off.
Because you can't get it both times. Right there. 2 right there, 2 right there.
He's so confident with it too. He's like, 2 right there, 2 right there. I need you like awake like this every day.
Nah, 'cause then you're going to be mad at me. This is the ones.
Okay, so let's talk about what this looks like. Tails has to be first. So I can do like tails, heads, heads. What else can I do? Tails,
Heads, tails.
heads, tails. Tails,
Tails, tails.
tails, tails, or tails,
Tails,
tails, heads.
That's 4.
Okay? Let's go over here. What does this one look like?
Head.
Heads, heads, tails.
Heads, tails, tails.
Heads, tails, tails.
Tails, head, tail.
Ah.
Tails, heads, tails.
Ah. And that's
Or
tails, tails, tails.
Oh, you did tails.
I've
tails,
repeated 2 of them.
Yeah.
This one has tails in the front and the back.
Back.
So I have to cancel out one of
You
them.
can't do that.
What else doubled?
THT. Yeah,
THT.
you can't do that.
So I've counted them twice. Okay. These events are not mutually exclusive, they're mutually inclusive, which means they have an overlap, so you need to take out that overlap.
So
I knew I was right when I said 6.
So we have to draw it out so we would.
You would literally have to physically like see it.
How would you know?
And that sucks.
How are you gonna know that you have to do that?
I guess.
Would you tell us on the test?
Because you just gonna know that you just got the same thing, because it's the same thing, just flip backwards, you know what I'm saying? Like in the first one, you got the T at the front, you got the T at the back.
I would
You
probably-
obviously use the
so-
TAT, then the TTT.
So with this one, you've got heads, tails as an option. Here you've got heads, tails as an option. So I've got a match here and I've got a match here.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way I can think of that might catch you. Okay.
Not bad.
Is write out the options that you have and then see if they match at all.
That's fine.
Last one in this section, and then I've got a couple practice problems I want you to work on so we can go over.
Red spells me, homework though.
No, that means you're gonna have like 15, 20 minutes to work on them and we're gonna go over them. An NFL team has enough room on their roster to sign 2 more free agents and must make the choice. They have 3 quarterbacks, 4 linebackers, and 5 wide receivers. How many different ways are there to pick 2 players if they must play different positions? So we're picking 2 players, they have to be different positions. What can I pick?
Quarterback, linebacker, wide receiver.
Quarterback, linebacker. 2.
Quarterback, wide receiver.
Quarterback, wide receiver.
Linebacker, wide receiver.
Linebacker, wide receiver.
Wide
So
receiver.
they're gonna pick this
Wide receiver.
or this or this. How do I write mathematically quarterback and a linebacker?
3, 4.
3 times 4. Or
3 times 5. Or 2 times 5.
3 times 5
2 times 5.
or
4 times 5.
4 times 5.
1 times 5.
Okay, so we either have 12 plus 15. No, that's not
45.
the option. Or 20.
I thought I said 45.
35.
Good, reading.
47.
47 different options. 47 different options.
We done. That's crazy.
Okay, if you look at the front side of the next page, I want you to complete those problems on your own, see what you can do with them, and then we will go over them. Okay. What'd you say? I don't want to shop for the give you time.
Where's she
And I don't know
at?
how, she has,
Oh, yeah, she needs to stay at home. That's nice.
she is staying at home.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones right there, my friend,
1, 2, 1, and 2, and 3.
1 and 2 and 3.
Jeez. So,
Oh my
Hey, Miss Smith, you know,
goodness.
when I looked at that test, right, confused me at first, because I was like, what is this? But it was a multiple choice. I ain't never, I don't make a 74. I thought it was, yeah. Hey, Miss Smith, did you put those homeworks in yet? Those multiplying and adding sheets? I need that grade, that 65, look too good. I need that. There.
I'm pretty sure. But I might have just written them on the paper copy I keep.
Hey, I think I did another homework too,
Did you?
the 10.3.
Oh, hi.
In fact, I don't know if I did it right.
Feeling all right?
I just took a guess. So that's it. Homework 10.3.
It was a worksheet. Oh, so dear.
I thought I was there. Hey, Maria, since this unit was so easy for you, you wanna do this homework?
Do what?
Yes.
Do you want to do this homework?
Remember you told me it was so easy? Remember that?
Sort of. You know what you tell Maria? I will do your homework for me if you give me $1,000.
I can't believe I did the wrong thing.
I just ordered something for $10.
10.3. I did somebody's project.
$10, you're gonna degrade yourself to $10.
Who got that,
Right, but I ain't saying it's gonna be right though.
I'll do your homework, but I'm not saying it's gonna be right.
I can go take somebody's right here.
I'm supposed to take your funds.
What happened to it? I just organized your entire life.
It's all right here.
I'm supposed to take your funds.
I had it all in clips and everything, and you took all the clips off.
I separated it though, like, it's the homework you said that was notes, and then Spanish, all on different things.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, I got one in front of my binder, then one in between, and then one, you know what I'm saying, like that. I think this might be the notes right here. 10.3 right here, this? All this?
See, senor.
Oh my God. All
Oh,
of
my
this,
God.
this whole thing? Shit.
Guess you should have done it when I signed it, huh?
Miss Smith, that's still a lot though, like, I probably still wouldn't have done it.
That's probably the reason you didn't do it.
That's probably is why I didn't do it. Did I get a grade for
You might
this?
have left for 35.
Yeah, I did this.
That was an introduction.
Oh, my God.
Why can't just put out homework there?
I can't look
Why can't you just not point something? It's 9.1 right here, this 9.1 right here.
Because that was an introduction. That is the homework. Boy,
It's a whole piece of paper.
Oh, look at me. Look at
can
boy.
you handle this?
I know what. Who?
All the stuff up there.
Yeah, my problem.
Come on, Miss Smith, down and get to know that. My classmates won't care about that. Who y'all? Well, give me 8 or 9.1 homework. Great. He said you ain't giving him homework last year. What's up with
He
that?
is so full of it.
He said you better say how all the papers at home. Look when I get there. Copy all of it.
And mine.
How do you not know that? Miss Smith, I don't know about that 10. Oh, geez.
You don't work so much.
It's like 30 questions. It's like a test.
Piss me off.
21.
So is it like this, or would I actually do like 100 times 100 and then 435 times 435?
But remember, it's the same thing, like we picked boy.
Mhm.
If I pick this person to be senator, he can't be that second senator. It's not 100 times 100
Times 99,
plus.
435 plus 434.
How many questions I get on this test? Or you can put that in. So it says add that. Yes. You said you did the, what's it called on it? She says add square root.
Trust me, it hurt everybody.
I got 65 here. I don't hurt me. It did, that was fine.
Can you do what you're supposed to be doing right now?
It's not amazing. I should know homework.
I don't know what your class is.
Just put it in for me. Like, they ain't gotta do that.
What are you talking about? You have a 65 in here.
What I got?
You have a 76 on
Not average.
76, F1, 76.
Oh, shit.
Right.
But I still got a 65 for the fourth quarter.
You do not.
What I got?
78.
My power school broke because I swear I just looked and it said 65.
This is what.
Hey, I like that. Nah, I need it.
That's your problem.
But I got it. If I do this homework, I'm gonna have like 80. We got 2 more tests too.
Lewis and Brother.
Oh, Jesus.
Ain't that right, brother?
I'm making 100 on this test. Best believe it.
Again, we don't count jokers in math class.
Exactly.
You
It's
play
like,
50 up.
technically, it was like 58 because all the other classes can't play with.
Right, the random ones with the instructions and stuff on them.
I still live West Side. Anyway.
I'm looking out like, man, what's these?
You got it right.
Like,
You open it, there's this deck of cards contains
What do you
52 cards, 2 jokers.
Right. It's like, Eric.
I did add. It says 2 centimeters,
I just gotta go
2
over these
representatives.
questions.
So you gotta go 100, and then if you already got 1, you gotta go to
I
99.
just wanna-
Like the boy girl
I
thing
don't
right there.
know. Well, why do you want to find
It's
behind?
the same thing
doesn't
you
say-
do with the girls.
It doesn't say or. If it doesn't say or, do you multiply?
Look.
I'll go over this by 3:00.
Cause look, it's the same thing as this. Same thing as this right here. Where you did 3, 2 boys. Right. Exactly.
Pull it down.
It's not clogged.
That clock right there?
I feel like how do I knock it down?
But how did you knock it down?
He said with the car.
How we
Like
won?
he said with the spider.
I think that's a 100 test grade right there.
Under test grade, did you pull my clock
I
down?
think you should do one homework grade, like a 50.
It's it's better than 0.
Right.
Give me a 5. It took 5 seconds to take it
Ms.
down.
Curry, do you hear him trying to negotiate his grade?
Miss Curry trying to get me to go to another school.
She done with you?
She want me to go to ECU.
Well, though she went.
Nah, she went to Winston State.
Don't you have to go to Brevard now though? Did you
I
sign
can
it?
actually leave. No, it's, well, that scholarship is just for Brevard.
Right. You'd get a different scholarship for wherever else.
Like, if you get a full ride in Chapel ET State, you might get like Washington. I'm not putting it back up there.
That's another 5.
I think that's
No,
another
it
5,
could
so that makes 10.
It's just harder to put it up than down, so then you might as well make it 15.
15. I don't think I'm tall enough to put it back. Oh, I think that's 15. That was first try. Easy.
Okay.
You asked for.
I think that's 15 because it's perfect first try. Do all y'all think I deserve a 15 homework grade for putting that, taking it down?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I do.
If you agree, raise your hand. Zimar, you better
I
raise
think
your
you're
hand.
crazy. Oh, wait, no, let me say this. I don't think you're crazy. I know you're
I
crazy.
can't get that 15 homework grade,
No.
even for like, did you put that 10 points for my test?
What
I
if you
told
bring
you I ain't
you
gonna get lower than no 54.
That's what I did with him.
So it can be 6 for my grade looks like an 82, then I'm really not going
There's
home.
soup, there's salad, and the potatoes are really low, just like it was on entree. So there's 4 soup,
I just,
I mean,
When I
6
get home,
salads, and 7 inch.
I don't
I'm
know.
going down to the
They
corner.
gave it 160.
Last night I did that 3, even though it's the wrong one. You should at least give me like a 5 for doing something. Cause like I did it, I just did the wrong one. Twice.
I just did the wrong one twice.
Oh my God.
So you make me a 10 for that.
She said,
It's just a 10, it's not.
How are we doing with these
What's the
ones?
third class?
I lied.
That's confusing.
How many vowels are there?
30. A-E-I-O-U 5.
sometimes why?
Sometimes.
I mean.
And maybe E.
Say
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure E's a vowel.
A-E-I-O-U.
I'm pretty sure it's A-E-I-O.
It's A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes Y, maybe E. 6.
Hey.
They're counting Y.
Why?
They're counting Y? Are you-
A-E-I-O-U, maybe.
According to my answer sheet, they're counting Y. A-E-I-O-U-Y.
Duh.
Oh my God.
My back really hurt. What time? That's like 2 o'clock, no?
I just meant you said it in the second word.
It's 3 away.
That's like,
And then there's only,
wrong already.
there's only 5 possible clock numbers, right?
Yes.
Miss Smith, your clock is off by an hour.
And 1 minute.
Oh my god.
You did that.
Seriously, that's 2 o'clock.
Probably.
3 o'clock? No, no, it's 3 o'clock.
Well, at least you know it's off by an hour.
It's still gonna annoy me.
You did that.
Let's give you something.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Are you even over these?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Just need to check this.
We're gonna go over it.
Oh, we are?
I need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like I said, probability, I don't know, it's easy to me, but it seems to be what y'all struggle with more than anything. Okay, so 1A says, how many different ways can a delegation be picked if it consists of 1 senator and 1 representative? So we're doing senator and representative.
43,500.
When you talk senators, what number are we talking?
100.
And
Multiply.
435,
435 equals
43,500.
43,500. What has changed from A to B?
Or.
Or, so what are we doing instead of multiplying?
Add
We're adding.
it.
Okay. C, how many different ways can a delegation be picked if it consists of 2 senators or 2 representatives? So I need a senator and a senator, or representative and a representative.
So it will be 199 plus 435, 434.
Why did my numbers go down each time with the
Because
senator and the
You can't
representative?
have the same senator twice.
Right, you can't have the same person fill 2 different positions.
1,900. Wait. Yeah. 1986, 90.
1986, 90.
Question.
Something easy.
How many 3-course meals, soup, salad, and entree are possible?
168.
168. Again, you need a soup, a salad, and an entree.
467.
So we've got 4, 6, 7, and it doesn't say or, so we're multiplying, which is 168 meals. For lunch, they're now going to offer a special that you get a soup or a salad with an entree. What is the number of possible lunch specials you could order?
I got 70.
Is
Is
it
that
4?
right?
Would it be 4 plus 6 and then?
Top 7?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
70.
It's going to be 70. So again, you can do soup and an entree and salad and an entree and get those 2 and add them together. Okay? So this would have been soup and an entree would have been 4 times 7, which is 28. And this would have been 6 times 7, which is 42, which comes out to be 70 when you add it. Okay? Or you could have done soup and salad. So 4 plus 6, or soup or salad, that's plus. And then multiply that by 7, which also gives you 70. Okay? C says, when you show up for lunch, you're not really hungry. So all you want is a soup, salad, or entree. What do we have here?
Plus.
Plus, plus. You're either getting soup or salad. I'm writing salad instead of 6. So soup or salad or entree. So 4 plus 6 plus 7. You have 17 different meals. We have one more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the license plate one.
So, number 3. Standard issue NC license plate. Always goes letter, 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 number, 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 number. So, what I've done is created what a license plate would look like. Okay, how many possible license plates are there?
26. Oh.
So, for my first letter, I have how many options?
26.
My second letter,
26.
why is this not going down?
Because you can use the same one.
Letter.
Good, it can be AAA, okay? Each digit's gonna be 10. And it doesn't say anything about or, so it's gonna be multiplied. We got 175,760,000 plates we can make in the state of North Carolina.
You probably ain't got that many.
Don't forget though, how many license plates are special? That only have like 4 letters and 2 numbers,
Sam,
okay?
we.
Questions?
Oh, that's it. That's it.